welcome back. Excuse the cattail. Sparrow. This is Sparrow. Oh, Sparrow, Roxanne. You gonna be a good girl for the video? Yeah? We'll see. There you go. You can sit up there. All right, so welcome back to my past life as a flight attendant. Gonna do something a little bit different today. You can't really see it, but I have my computer in front of me. So years ago, I wrote in a blog about my first trip to Hawaii, which took place while I was at the airlines. And I wrote this saga in the blog. And so a part of me was like, I'd love to tell this story because even though I put it in my blog, I never advertised it because honestly, at the time I was a little embarrassed. But at this point, I'm happily married and it's not embarrassing. You'll figure it out why it would have been embarrassing, but at the time it was. And so I never really advertised it anywhere. I just kind of wrote it out and left it. So I was thinking to myself, I could either tell you what happened or I could read you what happened. And I think I would rather read it because I wrote it while I was experiencing it. It was like right after the fact. So here is the true story of my first trip to Hawaii. Rewind to 8:45 the morning of the trip. I strode down the lobby of a Portland, Oregon hotel. Real quick, if you watched a previous video a couple times ago, I talk about haunted hotels. The Benson Hotel in Portland, Oregon is on that list, and this was that hotel, just so you know. I strode down the lobby of a Portland, Oregon hotel, luggage handle in hand in one hand, coffee in the other hand, wearing my uniform, heels, and a hibiscus in my hair, a flower only displayed when we're working Hawaii flights. I began to exit through the revolving doors, but misjudged the lack of space inside, and the doors halted as my luggage jammed in the door. I struggled with it while trying not to spill my coffee, and suddenly the valet was there telling me he'd take care of my luggage if I wanted to step out. His presence was a welcome relief from playing pull-a-tug with the door. Is this where the airport van picks us up? I asked him since this was my first time staying at this particular hotel. Yes, this is the Thanksgiving Day parade is about to start though, he had said. So this street is going to be closed. You may want to call and see if they could pick you up a couple blocks away. He pulled out a map to show me the route the parade was going to take. As I bewilderedly looked at the map, he added, I can walk you wherever you need to be. A quick call to crew scheduling put me at ease. They insisted the van driver would make it there before 9 a.m., which is when the parade was supposed to start at 9 a.m., and my pickup time was 8:50, and the van should be there 10 minutes before it starts. And at this time, it was 8:45, so I should be good. But 8:52, still no van. So 8:53, I decided that I should probably call crew scheduling again because the parade started early. It was 7 minutes early. So a second call to crew scheduling, and they said that they would give me the van driver's number. I fumbled with my purse to find a pen, but I pulled out an eyeliner pencil instead, proceeded to get black smudge marks all over my hands. I only got part of the number written down when the voice on the other end faded as the thundering horns from the marching band right in front of me were going by. So I told her, I need to go inside so I can hear you. It's too loud. So the valet followed me in, taking my luggage just as I was about to get it caught in the door again. Thank you, I exclaimed, followed by, oh no, my call dropped. He took the lead and had me follow him to a chair where I could call scheduling back. Upon doing so, they informed me that there was in fact no van coming for me because they'd forgotten to change my pickup time when they changed my schedule, as often happens when you're a reserve flight attendant, to a different departure time. So my heart dropped. The gal on the other end said that they could either alter my schedule again and give me an entirely different trip, or they could have somebody pre-board my flight if I could get to a cab in time. But if I didn't get to the airport in time, the Lihue flight would leave without me. So I accepted the challenge. Hurrying back to the valet, I asked him if he knew the fastest way to get a cab around there. So he then got another valet to man his post and then had me follow him a couple blocks away where we could find a cab. Soon we both unsuccessfully hailed a couple cabs that already had occupants. Time was of the essence, and it was quickly ticking away. I was about to say as much when he declared, "We are going to find you a cab and get you to Hawaii." And then he ran up past the next street light, chasing yet another yellow cab, turned the corner, and a moment later, he hollered at me that it was a go. Running back, he reached me just as the cab did. He grabbed my bags again. He loaded them into the trunk before opening the door for me. "Can I give you a tip?" I asked him, pulling out cash. "No," he refused. "Just let me know how Hawaii is," he said with a smile. "Okay," I responded before realizing I would likely never see him again. I then immediately told the cab driver my flight dilemma. He said, "Well, that explains why your friend practically begged me to take you to the airport." He then proceeded to go 65 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone just to get me there in time, and in time he did. Once on board the plane, I told the other flight attendant, and by the way, I'm changing all the names in this just for their privacy's sake of anybody mentioned in here. So once I got on board the plane, I told the other flight attendant, Dinah, all of what just happened. Her shocked response was followed by, "Well, was the valet cute?" "This was just too good of a story for him not to be good looking," she said. "Yes, he was," I responded, but I was so preoccupied and frazzled, I didn't even catch his name. So then I continue the story on the plane. So I'm going to pop into that one real quick and continue reading what happened after our flight. So after a 5.5-hour flight, we landed in lovely Lahui. My first time in Hawaii. The afternoon sun was shining on the raw tropical beauty. A couple flight attendants and I were going to meet down at the outdoor bar and pool bar and restaurant. It overlooked the pool, and just beyond that was the ocean. Dinah, the flight attendant who was about my age, brought up the valet again. "I want to find out who he is," she said. I then admitted to her that I had thought a lot about him on the flight. Surrounded by the tropical beauty of palm trees, water lines, and warm blue skies in the dead of winter, I was befuddled that I couldn't shake the vision of the charming valet. While I was lost in reverie, Dinah dialed a number on her phone. It was the hotel I'd stayed at. "Hello," she said sweetly. "I was at your hotel this morning." My hand flew over my mouth. She was pretending to be me. She continued, "There were a couple young valets working there this morning who went above and beyond. Honestly, without their help, I would not have made my flight." It was true. Dinah hung up and gave me a sly smile. Benson and Brookman. Those were the two valets who were working this morning. And the man working there now heard what happened to you earlier today. I was impressed. But that still doesn't help me know which one helped me. One of them was an absolute angel. The other practically ignored me the whole time. She then said, "And that's exactly why we're going to stalk them both on Facebook." I chuckled at her logic. Another flight attendant had joined us and was curious about the conversation. She caught the excitement as I filled her in. Dinah would periodically interrupt to ask, "Is this him?" My answer was always the same. "No." Finally, we found a familiar face. All right, I am going to stop right here and pick up because the story gets a little bit long. So I'm going to pick it up next time and finish part 2 of the mystery valet who got me to Hawaii. I hope you enjoyed the first half of the story, and I hope you come back for the other half and enjoy the rest of your day and come back for more stories. Bye.